Hello everybody, I'm Yoshigami, president of Boss. So Matt, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you, Yoshi-san. Yeah, I'm Matt. This is Talk with Boss. This is our weekly behind-the-scenes live stream with Yoshigami, Boss President from Japan. And Yoshi, do you want to introduce the theme for today?
Yeah, today we are going to talk about OD-200.
Awesome. Yeah, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with the product or need a refresher, OD-200 is our drive pedal from our 200 range, which brings next level creativity and flexibility to your pedal board. So let's start by talking about some development behind the scenes. Yoshi-san, what made you start developing OD-200?
Yeah, we have some similar product before, like OD-20. And actually,
Yes.
first one was GP20. Do you remember this
Wow.
old stuff?
I do.
Yeah.
I remember reading the Boss book when I was just a teenager.
Yeah,
Thinking,
because
wow.
this is very rare, you know. Unfortunately, this GP20 is not so much successful product. You know, it's this released in 2001. At that time, we also made a GT6 and Cube series. They have modeling amps, but GP20 is amp factory. This is a modeling amp concept, but it was too early to produce such a product.
Almost like world first, almost an amp modeler in a pedal. Just the amp model is kind of a rare concept.
So
in 2001.
At that time, still making high gain pedal by digital is a little bit noisy, or we had some limitation. But today we have 96 kilohertz sampling ratio and also 32-bit LEDA converter and also 32-bit floating processing. So that's kind of new technology gives us much more smooth and clear distortion sound. So we decided to make OD-200, and also we have X-series, new type of MDP type distortion, and also we learned a lot from the amplifier producing Waza and also Katana. So this is a good time to make OD-200.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how these sort of products are not just born from just one idea. We learn technology from different areas of all of our products. So, what do you think when developing this product? What do you think the needs of today's market is for this kind of pedal?
Kind of like sound or something.
Yeah.
Distortion pedal sound is, every time it's changing, trend is changing. Because in old days, amplifier is very much simple, very flat, high gain, so just using amplifier directly from guitar, it's not easy, not easy to get a good sound. So the pedal made as a much more narrow range and gives easy to use sound. Then after there are a lot of pedals, amplifier itself, they change the sound. Amplifier sound is much more useful, very created sound, narrow sound. So pedals are going to much wider again. So such kind of combination with especially with amplifier changes pedals trend.
Yes, yeah. I think the way that we've always said that we can't control the amp sound, but we can control the sound on the floor. But we develop our products to fit in with the trend of what's happening at that time.
Yeah, maybe you can feel OD-20 is much more mid-range focused sound. But
yes,
OD-200 is much more wider range. So fit for nowadays amplifiers, you know.
Yeah.
So, and also OD-200 has analog and digital, and also combination of analog and digital. We call that.
Well, that I guess that's where we came with the idea of hybrid drive, because it's a mixture of of both those circuits.
And also, we didn't explain which is a hybrid or something. This is not too much, you know, secret thing, but we wanted to excluding a bias. Everybody thinks analog is the best or something. Yeah. But please, you know, make a judge by your ears, you know.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because, you know, there are so many things and so many years of analog technology that there is a school of thought that one is better. But I think the sounds are just different, and there are different advantages. And we've even said, you know, previously that the analog circuit and digital circuit have their own advantages. You know, and digital has a big advantage, right?
Yes. You know, the biggest advantage of digital is one knob, we can control a lot of parameters. Not only one, two, something. Analog is impossible. You know, of course, some, you know, analog has advantage. But digital can make a different change of the sound, like changing a lot of parameters, and also the curve of the sound changing. Analog is using volume, so that curve is very limited, you know. But digital, we can make any curve.
Yeah, I think we said actually in the live stream about MDP that to do it for analog you would need a pedal with 100 controls. It's impossible. So now we can change other parameters to fit around what we are changing, and like you say, way more flexible.
So,
and sorry, go on.
So, you know, that we are trying to make a balance of analog and digital. Digital advantage, and also, you know, analog's warm sound. So the hybrid is very important.
Yes, I think that's a key thing that everyone should know, is that it is a great mixture of both worlds of technology. And do you have any particular points about the 12 built-in drive modes in terms of sound character? Yeah,
of course, you know, we have to have a very orthodox distortion sound. And also we have MDP technology, so we can produce wider range and transparent type of distortion sound. And also we got a experience from Waza amp and Katana development as a brown sound. So we have a lot of choice. So we should have 12. Maybe we can have much more, but maybe 12 is enough this time.
Yeah, I think you know, we and the engineers are constantly developing new ideas, but I think too much choice can sometimes be difficult as well.
Yes.
But as you said, the great thing about about this is it covers a wider range of musicians.
So even only 12 types, we have a booster. So that such kind of combination makes a lot of variety of the sound.
Yes, yeah, I think you know, moving on to the booster, I think the great thing is that all the 200s have an easy design to control on the front panel, but we can deep dive into some more features as well. And one of the features with OD-200 is the fact that we also have 15 different types of booster as well, right?
Yes. So you can make something very hard distortion sound with a cream booster sound, a little bit mix.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
can adding solid core in distortion tone. So 15 boosters type includes OD-1 authentic overdrive sound, BD2 Bruce driver, DS1 MT2, not only boss, some TS-808 and big mouth type of sound. You can make such a variety of combination with booster and distortion sound.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about OD-200 is that we can take a BD2 model and boost it with an OD-1 or something similar, but we can run in series or parallel, and we can change the order. So you can actually be a lot more creative to really dial in the exact sound that you want. So, anyone who hasn't tried one or anyone who's got one, please go ahead and try some of those different options that you can do with the booster. And another great feature that many artists that I've spoke to have said is one of the best they've tried is the noise gate, which I guess is perfect for sort of a high gain sound, right?
Yes, gate is very useful for removing noise, but this gate is much more aggressive. You can cut your release sound. So with a very heavy distortion, that is really much for modern heavy metal heavy riff.
Yeah.
And so usually noise gate is just gate, removing noise. But if you think to use a gate more aggressively, you can change the sound, And also this gate in OD-200, its detection capacity is really improved, and attack is quite fast. So you have no stress with a gate. Maybe please enjoy.
Yeah, I think the great thing, like I said, many people have commented, is the noise gate can be, as you say, very aggressive, very tight sounding. So for a lot of modern sort of high gain stuff, modern metal or gent, you can really have an aggressive. The noise gate is almost a key effect in its own way. And again, because of that flexibility in OD-200, you can save all of those presets and recall them as well. Which leads on to the next point about memory and MIDI. So when OD-200 first came out, we only had 4 presets, but now we have 128, right?
Yes. So our engineers said, from controlling from the front panel, the 4 is kind of like enough or impossible to change, 20, 30, 40. But OD-200 has a MIDI function, right? So by using MIDI function, it's easy to change 128 patches. And this is a very strong request from the customers after we released OD-200. So we decided to add this function on the software.
Yeah, and I think the great advantage, as you say, with that TRS MIDI is that using something like an ES8, we can recall patches and fit into a sort of complex switching rig as well.
Yeah. So with the ES8, you can use this type of cable. This is regular legacy MIDI, and this is TRS MIDI, TRS Mini jack. So you can use this cable with a ES8. But you can use with only 200 series. You can make much more simple system. ES8 is sometimes a little bit difficult for a guitarist who cannot understand what is MIDI.
Yeah. If and I guess those rigs are quite complicated. So, what do you mean by a simple switching system?
Yeah, I will try to explain.
Hmm.
Maybe for example, connecting 200 series like this by using
Hmm.
Midi as a daisy chain, the push
Hmm.
OD-200 memory switch, then the other all units will change same memory. Simply you need to set same MIDI channel on each unit and sending program change from master unit of OD-200, then the other
Hmm.
unit memory will be changed following to OD-200.
Right.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I think that's actually really cool. So that means that with multiple 200 series, you can actually create almost a flexible switching system with many different presets, and using the EQ 200 or MD or DD to change all at the same time. So I think that's a really cool advantage of having multiple 200 series as well.
Yep.
And I would urge anyone in the comments, let us know about your first experience with Midi. I remember mine was a lot of trial and error. So I think this is certainly making it a lot easier for people to be a bit flexible.
Yeah, so please don't forget, only one big important thing is set same MIDI channel. That is the key how to use MIDI. So you don't need to
Yeah,
understand what is MIDI. Just set the same
yeah,
program change channel.
yeah. I always think about Midi. I always explain Midi like a conversation, and every person has a number, and all you need to do is make sure everyone has the same number, and then when you talk, it's easy because everyone listens at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, so with all of that, let's just go to the Facebook group. So we've got many people watching at the moment. So we've got Jamie watching, Julian watching, Roka watching. One comment here actually, which a customer did ask, was about the editor or a potential editor for 200 series. I definitely think that's something that I guess now that you're on the call, we can feed back to the engineering team.
Yeah. So we are always very much busy, super busy. So is there any warranty guy to make editors?
Yeah. Yeah, we always need more time, I guess. Cool. So and with Simona's on the call as well, Masato's on the call. So thanks everyone for joining, and as always, feel free to leave your comments and questions either in real time or after this post, and we'll always try and answer as many as possible. So Yoshi-san, do you want to talk about next week?
Oh, yes. It's same to the previous talk with boss. We will announce tomorrow. We have a big announce tomorrow. We will unveil some new product tomorrow. This timing. So in 24 hours, we will show some new product. How many?
Wow.
Guess it.
Exciting times, yeah. So already October 1st, midnight LA time, 8 a.m. GMT, UK time, 4 p.m. JST, Japan time. Some exciting news, and please follow the Boss Group for all that information. So next week, same time, 7:30 a.m. UK time will be the next Talk with Boss, where we'll see you there. So thanks very much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. See you next week.